damn, girl. Now, as you guys know, Donna Adelson was sentenced to life, and she did get 30 years max for counts 2 and 3, which is for solicitation and conspiracy. We all remembered Harvey Adelson's statement because a lot of us, we didn't think he was going to speak out. Maybe he was just going to sit on the bench, stay quietly. Or honestly, I thought if he was going to speak out, it was just going to talk about how they built this life together, the Dental Institute, and how his family were being wrongly persecuted or something like that. You know, maybe like share some nice memories with him and Donna and how what a great mother she was. But no, he went on the offense. He attacked the Markels. He attacked the jury, the judge, the witnesses. And this is just your typical unhinged shit from people. Now, Harvey Adelson, let's just a little reminder of what Harvey Adelson said during Donna Adelson's sentencing. Harvey, remind us, what were you saying again?
And I could not help but scream in my mind by the witnesses that were brought forward by the prosecution who told outright lies. I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can. Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild. But for years they say they've never seen her. But Wendy has shared with me pictures and videos and letters from their visits. They have suffered immensely at the loss of their son, but they also contend to tell lies to the court about our grandchildren. Donna has always been a...
We're going to end it right there. He continues going on off the cuffs. Now, the judge does stop him, and poor Jackie over there had to go over and look at his speech that he prepared. And I think they cut off a lot because it seemed like he had pages and pages. And then Jackie was looking at it, was like, Went over to Zellman, and Zellman was like, oh man, oh boy. And when Harvey came back and spoke, he only gave us like a little mini sentence. So I think they cut off a lot. I would love to see the original. Maybe Harvey will post it somewhere like Sarah Boone did, you know? Don't put everything out there. Wait until shit happens, and then you can air out everything that you wanted to air out. So we'll see. I don't know if Harvey's going to do that, but we'll wait for that. Anyways, the Markels have responded because my memory is that the Markels weren't saying they never got to see their grandchildren, like period, at all. I think they didn't really get to see their grandchildren. There's a lot of barriers put up by the Adelsons, and they were pushing really hard for legislation for them to be able to see their grandchildren. But unfortunately, I think after legislation was passed, they were able to see the grandchildren again. It was still it was like filtered. I think it was through Wendy's phone. You know, again, the kids were young at that point, but Wendy was probably always overlooking.
The boy's last name was ever changed, an extraordinary decision to excise the Markel name from Phil's only grandsons who shared his last name. And after the first arrests were made, Donna didn't allow the Markel family to have access for over 6 years. It was only when there was a phenomenal Tallahassee advocacy group that passed the Markel Act. The passage of this bill was immediately followed by our first invitation to see the boys after the arrest. The door only cracked open. Despite these efforts, we remained excluded from the boys' lives. We were not at their bar mitzvahs or graduations. We have extremely highly choreographed visits and communications. We only wait for the day that Benjamin and Lincoln will visit their father and his grave, and his father's history, and his grave in Toronto. We want nothing more.
I think they probably want to do more freaking calls or more Zoom calls or, you know, FaceTime or something like that. So I can see why they are struggling because this is what's left of Dan Markel, the two children, the two boys that Dan Markel loves so much. Now let's read the statement that the Markels put out, because obviously they heard this and they were like, wow, this is really crazy. I can't believe Harvey went on the offense. So this is from Surviving the Survivor podcast. Dan Markel's family releases a statement about Donna Adelson's sentencing hearing. So that is Dan Markel's father. I think that's his sister. And that is Ruth Markel, his mother. So this is what they wrote. During sentencing, our family listened in disbelief to the disrespectful and delusional statements made by both Donna and Harvey Adelson before Donna's sentencing for the first-degree murder and other convictions of our son and brother, Dan Markel. Contrary to Donna's claims, she never mourned the life of Danny's life, nor did she ever express concern for his sons losing their father. Again, this is echoed by who? By Rob Adelson, who testified. He was the eldest son, and he said that, yeah, Donna had no concern whatsoever. But when Donna is talking to the judge and reading her shit, during sentencing, she's making it seem like she actually cared about Dan Markel. She was like talking about his achievements. She was crying and how like he was gunned down. It was horrible. No, Donna, you didn't care. You did not care at all. And I'm so glad the judge can see right through that. Testimony at trial showed her callous indifference to his murder, including written evidence that she dismissed the very idea that the boys could be sad or miss their dad. Yeah, we saw that email. It is deeply unfortunate that Harvey used his time before the court to challenge our family's account of our relationship with Ben and Lincoln. We will set the record straight, as we have in court and elsewhere. Our family was cut off from contact with the boys for 6 full years, from the moment authorities implicated Adelson family members in Danny's murder until 1 hour after the Florida legislator passed the Markel Act. Since then, our interactions have been limited, mainly through Wendy's supervised Zoom calls and short visits. Wendy refuses to share the address, and gifts that we must send must be mailed to her lawyer's office. We were uninvited. This is the part that really pisses me off. We were uninvited to Benjamin's bar mitzvah following Charlie's arrest and never invited to Lincoln's. I think this is the same bar mitzvah where Wendy was wearing this super sexy low-cut dress and the internet was calling her out for it because they were like, Wendy, looks good, but damn, girl. Wendy's over here. Maybe she's trying to pick up a man or something like that. I don't know. But it's very sad to hear that they were uninvited to the bar mitzvah. And you know who would have been at the bar mitzvah? Harvey, probably. At this point, I think Donna was already arrested. Yeah, she was arrested because she was talking about, oh, bury me in, the bar mitzvah dress, whatever. Harvey, however, was free. So he would have been at the bar mitzvah and he would have definitely known that the Markels were not present there. Why? Because they were uninvited. It's just so horrible to hear the Adelsons just be so terrible to the Markels and for them to just be so brazen about it. It's so fucking shameless. I don't know. It does piss me off. Continuing the reading, we grieve the years lost and the years ahead without independent and direct contact with them. Beyond her crimes, Donna scorned Danny, drove deliberate wedges between him and Wendy, and disparaged him to his own sons. Her display of emotion before the court was not remorse for Danny's death, but sorrow for the consequences she now faces for causing it. We thank the court, prosecutors, jurors, law enforcement for their steadfast commitment in bringing justice to Donna Adelson for her role in this terrible crime. Wow. The fact that they were uninvited to the bar mitzvah. Donna Adelson has a new mugshot here. Let me see if I can open in a new tab. That's her gangster pose. That's her new mugshot. What's up, Donna? It's very blurry though. Why is it so blurry? Anyways, so yeah, Donna's new mugshot. We'll see where she gets transferred to. She did request for the judge to put in a letter of recommendation to have her be incarcerated in a Miami prison, and the judge was like, yeah, I'll write that letter of recommendation. I'm like, dude, that is doing way too much for her, but okay, judge, all right, go ahead. Because obviously Harvey doesn't want to live in Tallahassee. Harvey probably doesn't want to travel to Tallahassee, but I think it would just be so funny to imprison Donna in Tallahassee, the place where she didn't want Wendy to be, and then make Harvey drive all the way up to Tallahassee to visit Donna. But yeah, anyways, hopping on over to Corey Richards. Dun, 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 dun.